Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. I'm one of the co-hosts, Leslie. Find that Q&A button. You know the drill. We like to see who's on with us and where everyone is watching from. So find the Q&A down at the bottom, click there, and look who's there. I'm shocked, not really. It's happy to see you, James. You've got that front spot again. Type in where you're from. There's a San Antonio, Joe in Belize. Hi, Joe. Chicago. Find the Q&A. I see people logging on. Let's get going. We got a Fort Lauderdale. So I'm anxious to see where we have people coming in today. So just find that Q&A. You're going to use that later on during the presentation. And of course, we will do a Q&A at the end, so you'll be able to utilize that for your questions. So we want to make best use of the hour that we have with everyone. So I'm going to click out of here and we're going to jump right in. We're actually featuring our Masaya Residences at Las Perlas Oceanfront Village at Gran Pacifica Beach and Golf Resort. And that's actually where I'm doing the webinar from today. So I'm excited to kind of share you a sneak peek view here in a minute. All right. Let me find my right button so I can get us moving forward. And Michael, you may have to take over. It's not allowing me. We'll go to the next slide. So I'm actually here in Nicaragua. It's beautiful. I'll take this moment while Michael's helping us in the background to show you an amazing view. This is so beautiful today. Lots of people out enjoying. I know it's probably tiny and hard to see, but beautiful day here in Nicaragua, the water, everyone's out enjoying by the pool. So again, as I was saying, I am Leslie, your co-host for today, and I'm a property consultant. I was in Belize for 2.5 years, and I came to Nicaragua in March of this year and really enjoyed the country, the diversity that's here, and I made the move in May. So that's a little bit about my story, and I want to introduce you to my co-host, Sarah Martinez. And Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story?
Hi, Leslie. Thank you for the introduction. I just saw that view. I'm so jealous because I was there like a few months ago. That's how we met, Leslie and I, in person, because we met like from the internet, but we met that day in Nicaragua, and it was so much fun. Yeah, I'm Sarita. This is my second webinar, so I'm a little less nervous than the first time. And I'm also a property consultant in ECI. And I'm really glad to be here, guys. I can see a lot of people here joining us from different places. And I'm so glad to show you about the wonderful properties in Gran Pacifica. So I guess sometimes some people know me here. I'm going to see the list. I hope there are some of my people here too. So I don't know. You want to say something about yourself? I'm a 41-year-old mother of 3 handsome boys, and I have a long story that I'm going to tell you in a little bit, but thank you all for being here, and go, Leslie.
All right. Very good. We're glad to have you, Sarah. Okay, so just a little bit about ECI development. We've been developing in Central and Latin America for almost 25 years now, so it's very exciting, and the growth that we're having, you know, the new countries that are adding. Of course, we're in Belize, we're in Panama, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, newest is Honduras. We've got Mexico coming soon, and many more. So you definitely want to stay tuned to the exciting things that are happening with ECI development. Okay, you'll see there our executive team. Of course, everyone recognizes Mike, our CEO, and Joe. You may recognize, or you may not recognize, there's a new face in there. So we're really excited to welcome Michael Botta, who is our new COO. And Patrick has carried on with a chief design officer. So I know he's going to do wonderful things with that whole category as well. We're really excited. Of course, Valeria, our VP of operations. Everyone loves and recognizes Rachel, our VP of sales. And of course, Michael Fuller, who's helping us in the background, is our marketing manager. And of course, then we've got our chart. I think I have a slight delay as the problem. So our ECI team there, obviously fine print, but what that really shows is that we are growing. It's an exciting time to be part of ECI development. So let's just talk about Nicaragua, because here we are, and there's so many things to discover here in Nicaragua. Michael, take over. It's got a delay on my end. Thank you. Okay, so back in the day, we'll go back to the 90s. Isn't that crazy to think the 90s is back in the days? But would you have wanted to invest in a beachfront community? My answer is yes, but I did not. I was still in high school. Who am I kidding? But anyway, what you find now is that, you know, people are coming, especially here in Nicaragua, they're shocked at what they can buy here on the Pacific, and the pricing. And obviously I see a lot of Californians that come here for surfing, and that's the biggest thing. They just are shocked at what they can get a beachfront villa for, a beachfront condo. So it's definitely an exciting time to invest. If you're looking from an investment standpoint, and we have a lot of people that are making that lifestyle change, and we'll talk more about that later as well. For me, that was my, big reason for moving to Belize, was I wanted a different change of pace. So for Nicaragua, it's the largest country in Central America. A lot of people are probably wondering, where is it? We're going to kind of show you on a map so you can have a better idea. Next slide. The cool thing with Nicaragua is, like I said, the diversity. So you have volcanoes. I think there's like 20 something volcanoes. I've been to one now, so I'm excited to go explore more. There's lakes and, hiking, and there's just so many things. Of course, you've got the Pacific side, you have the Caribbean waters as well. So again, it's all about the diversity and be able to explore the different communities. It's an emerging destination for tourism and retirement. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we go through the emerging markets. Okay, next slide. Love the internet with the delays. Okay, there you go. You can see a little bit more about Nicaragua, where it's positioned. It's really a gem in the heart of the tropics, is what we like to say. You've got flights coming in. People ask, especially right now, we've had the COVID travel and all of that. I know for me, it's been a little bit more challenging, but there are more flights adding. We've got Avianca that's been tried and true. Aeromexico has started coming back in. Copa. There's a great Eastern Airlines charter flight out of Miami that I've done several times, so that works out well. And if you want to get real adventurous like I did one time, I was dropped off at the Costa Rica Nicaragua border, and I walked across. There I went with my little suitcase. I didn't know what to expect, but I walked across, had a taxi waiting. They drove me to the Liberia airport in Costa Rica. Super simple. And there I went. So you've got options, is what I'm saying. And we have a wonderful travel agent that's been helping our clients, so we can put you in touch with her. Okay, so there's Nicaragua. You can see it sits between Honduras and Costa Rica. So somewhere down there is where I walked across the border, which was the first time I had ever done that. It was pretty cool. All right, next.
I think that's where you just told, right?
Can you get it?
About Costa Rica.
Oh, there. What, you want to ask something, Sarita?
No, that you told us about that story in Costa Rica, right?
Oh, yeah. All right. So the question is, have you ever been to Nicaragua? There's not a wrong or right answer. A is yes, and we want to see, find that Q&A. A is yes, and B is not yet. And for the not yet, I want to know, when are you coming to visit me in Nicaragua? Let's see. Let's glance at these Q&As, Sarah, and see what we have.
Yeah. Well, I was in Nicaragua the last time, and I had a great experience. I went with my children. I have a 3-year-old and a 19-year-old. So the 19-year-old went to he wanted to have surf lessons. So he met a lot of guys, because you find in Gran Pacifica, you find every age, and it doesn't matter how old you are, everybody gets along. So that's something great that you find in Nicaragua, and everybody is so nice. Mm-hmm. That's something that I'm used to because I'm Latin American, but when I went in Nicaragua, it was like, I was impressed. They were much, much nicer than the people here. I'm from Ecuador, so here people are really nice, but there they were really, really nice, and they wanted to help you with everything. So that's a good thing about Nicaragua. You're gonna love the food. You're gonna love in Gran Pacifica. You have the beach. You can get surf lessons. You can go to the where the surfers, the experts are there. So you have a lot of things to do. We're going to talk in a minute about the amenities and all the activities you want to do in Nicaragua. So yeah, the B has to be not yet. You have to go.
Right. Well, the fun thing is, so I'm glancing over at the answer, Sarah. So I'm seeing there's actually quite a few that have visited Nicaragua. So it's very exciting. We have some not yets. I see Ivan's coming in November. Can't wait for that. Let's see, a lot of not yets. Melanie's coming within a few months. That's exciting. Oh, we have Yaka. She did the volcano boarding. I have not done that yet, but I want to. So Yaka, you're going to have to tell me all about that. Some more not yet. So yeah, that's very exciting. We have a good mix. All right, let's keep carrying on. So why Nicaragua?
Yeah, Nicaragua. I've heard a lot of people that say, oh, I don't know, they have bad impression about Latin America. I don't know. I see in the internet that Latin America, Nicaragua is not safe, but that's not really true. I thought, if you always go what internet says, sometimes, well, usually it's wrong. So Nicaragua is one of the safest countries in the tropics in Central America, really. So if you go to Nicaragua, it's such a different place that you listen and hear in the internet, in the TV. So you're gonna see. You have to visit, and you're gonna find out.
Right. Yeah, Sarah, I get asked that question almost daily when I'm talking to clients. So you probably get asked that a lot as well. And I tell people, well, first I ask them the question, have you ever been to Nicaragua? And the answer is what? No. So I'm very polite, but I'm like, until you actually set foot in this country, I really don't think you can, question the safety until you've been here and experienced. I know for me, I've driven now to Managua by myself. I explore the different communities. I'm not one of those expats that just stays in my little bubble. I like to go out and experience the local communities, and we can share some more about some of my crazy experiences. I did get to go to my first Nicaraguan rodeo this past weekend, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was just so vibrant and lively. And I think I messaged home to my mom and I said, this is why I love it here. I love the energy of the people and just everything's so vibrant and lively, and the music, and it just makes me happy. That's just what it does. So I hope that you will all visit Nicaragua very soon. More things about why Nicaragua is the affordable real estate. Again, we kind of talked about the differences in California, versus here. And that's a huge plus, is the affordable real estate. You've got extreme low cost of living. For me, that was one of the things that I was looking at. You really, for $1,000 US, you have 3 to 4 times. That's right, 3 to 4 times the purchasing power in Nicaragua. So that's amazing. You've got natural and historical treasures. I think I read somewhere that Nicaragua is actually the only one that has the Spanish and the British influences and had settled here. So that was kind of cool. And amazing year-round climate. So you're going to find it's kind of always around that 80-degree temperature, which is fabulous.
For your yeah, it's fabulous for your skin.
Exactly. So yeah, this really just shows some of the different places within the country. Like I said, definitely get out and explore. The thing I love about Gran Pacifica is, we're about an hour outside of Managua, so that's where you fly into. And then from Gran Pacifica, you can go on this really cool day trips. I mean, I've gone to Leon, and that beautiful, the oldest cathedral, the White Cathedral, was such a great experience. You can go up on the rooftop and just really cool pictures and the views from up there. I loved it. Of course, there's Managua, Masaya's. That's the one volcano that I have been to. Don't make the rookie mistake that I made. I wore flip-flops, not smart, wear tennis shoes. So that's your little tip from me. The Corn Islands is on my to-do list. That's on the Caribbean side. I haven't been able to go there yet. Grenada is another favorite place that I love to go. Again, vibrant colors and real lively, just a really cool place to explore. And San Juan del Sur is still on my list as well, but I hear great things. It's definitely more of what I would say would be a tourist area. I've heard it can get a little bit crowded. A lot of hostels, kind of surfing, younger scene probably, but that's San Juan del Sur. So when I go, I'll let you know my experience there. There's that volcano boarding that Yaka was talking about that I'll try at some point and I'll report back how it goes. And then the oldest cathedral, of course, surfing is a huge thing. I know Sarah mentioned with, her experience for her son. We have two of the surf breaks here. We have the meat grinder that you hear us talk about, and that's right outside where I showed you the view. It's definitely a more advanced surf break. And then over at our Osachio Beach, you have a beginner surf break. Laguna de Apoyo there on the right, that's a beautiful place to go. So you're up top and there's restaurants and things and markets and little mercados. And then when you go down into the lagoon area, it's just beautiful. So next. Okay, here's this emerging curve that I kind of mentioned briefly before when we wanted to talk about. So you'll see there, Honduras, Nicaragua's at the bottom. You've got obviously Belize kind of in the middle, and then on up to the Pacific, Costa Rica and Mexico. So what this really curve shows is just a good visual to say, okay, obviously Costa Rica, high tourism, very popular place, destination. So these areas are more in a mature market. You're going to have that cash flow. But if you really want to get in an emerging market, that you're going to have a higher level of appreciation, you're going to want to look at Nicaragua. Belize is kind of in that kind of sweet spot. Their tourism starting, to grow and doing well, but it hasn't hit, the high curve yet. So that's really what this is just highlighting for Nicaragua. They have a lot of growth to do, and it's coming, and it's going to be very exciting. As always, we love to give resources. So in that webinar at ecidevelopment.com, you can send us a message, webinar@ecidevelopment.com, and request the Nicaragua 101 webinar. Okay, so let's discover everything that there is about Gran Pacifica. I'm enjoying living here, and you'll see there, it's just truly beautiful. There's the beachfront condo. We need to update this, I said, because now we have our beautiful Momotombo building. There's so many activities here. So like, Sarah mentioned, there's horseback riding and golfing. And I got here and I kind of reconnected. My dad was an avid golfer and I grew up on the golf course. I never played, but I have great memories of being, on the golf course as a child. And so when I came here, I decided, I heard there was a golf tournament, charity event for Rotary. And it was like in a couple of weeks after I got back from a trip. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start taking golf lessons. So I did a kind of crash course. It was a scramble. So I was like, I just need to, somewhat be able to hit the ball and do some things. But I really found that I absolutely love it. And I love being out there. So spending a lot of time there. You'll see that looks like in this upper picture, it looks like hole number 4. It's one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. You're there, you see the water in front of you. You can hear the waves crashing. It's my favorite hole, and I put it out in the universe that I'm going to hit my first hole in one on that hole. So I'll report back when that happens. All right, next. I will touch, you see the kids on the bicycle. One thing, and this happened last week, and I love this community. There's like the sidewalks and everybody's sitting out. You've got the rocking chairs on the front porch and everybody's so friendly here, and your neighbors. And when I'm, driving my golf cart down, coming up to the front, I look over and there's some of my friends and their 3 little boys are out front and they get so excited and they wave. And I just love that. There's, more families coming and children. So we're really excited to start adding some kids activities. So I kind of compare it. I said, I grew up watching Andy Griffith, and I kind of feel like I have my little Mayberry here at Gran Pacifica. So we have 3.5 miles of beach frontage, 2,500 acres. Again, closest beach resort to the airport. You can have year-round golf, which is exciting, and we've got some cool things coming with the golf in the clubhouse. We're actually putting in a grass tennis court. So I was over there this morning. It's looking great. So I'm excited about that as well. And the big thing, like I said, it's really about community for me here. The people are fantastic. And then you've got the different communities within Gran Pacifica, and they have their own kind of unique feel. And if I had to pick one word, about what makes me happy here, it is the community and the people.
Yeah, and you know what? The good thing about Gran Pacifica, one of the best things, I guess, is that you have amenities and you have activities for everyone. So when I was there, I have a story before I went there. I'm there because of my sister. She she fell in love with someone that lives there, and now she never came back. So then she was like, please, Sarita, you have to come here. You're gonna love it. Because at first she was scared. She has never been in Nicaragua, but then she was so in love with the place. And I was okay, I'll go. But she was so right. And now we are planning to move there next year. So now you can see, I have a children and husband, and we are all really agreeing to go. And this is great. You have the amenities. It doesn't matter which community you're in, you are able to benefit from these amenities, enjoy them. Like you have also massages, uh, surf lessons if you want. We have also a gym, and biking, hiking, and everything you mentioned. I have, for example, one of our new homeowners in Bella. She had this horse when she was little, and she had to give it up because she got married. And now she went to Gran Pacifica. She saw the stable and the people taking care of the horses. And for her, it was like a dream. It's like, this place is so great, and now I can have my dream. I can have my horse here. So we have a lot of stories of people that are accomplishing their dreams and their peace, because Gran Pacifica is so peaceful.
Right.
One of my clients told me, I thought I was a nice person, but when I came here, I realized that there's a lot nicer people than I am. So I'm nicer here. Just by being here, I'm nicer. So that's what you get in Gran Pacifica.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Sarah. Yeah, I totally agree. Just about the people, and everybody's willing to help one another, which is really nice. There's a group, we call ourselves the newbies, because we're the new ones that have just moved here. And one of my clients just arrived last Friday, and today's actually his birthday, so we're going to have a little birthday for him and for one of the other clients that has been here about a couple months now. But yeah, we call ourselves the newbies, but we had someone else that had lived here, I think going on about 5 years, and he was willing to take us outside the gates and take us and show us, the different pulperias and where we could buy things. And then we had a real treat. We got to go over to Masaya to where you can go to the fish market. And so you go over there, and it's just, I'd never done anything like that before. And we, picked out our, fish and what we're going to take back. And we went to the mercado, and then we came back, and all of us got together for his birthday, and we had this huge big pot of fish soup. And that was the first for me too. I'd never had fish soup, but we came together, just people within the community, and cooked and had a blast. And I was like, okay, this is really fun. So I'm excited to see all the new people coming, and, same, even our tourists, we've got, we had a really cool group of surfers from Florida. And I guess they started surfing together when they were like in their teens, and now they're in their 60s, and they still go on a big surf trip. So they've come to Gran Pacifica several years in a row now. And it's just fun, like being out there. Everybody comes together at Sea Salt, which is the restaurant. And it's kind of like the hub, I say, where people come together, they watch the sunsets, and, the pool's right there. And everybody hangs out, and you meet all these people from, all over the world, literally. And some live here, some come back, regularly, like those guys. But it's just a really cool atmosphere. So I do encourage you to come visit us at Gran Pacifica. And, you mentioned the spa, the massage. That's something, there's a palapa literally right there where you can hear the waves crashing while you're getting the massage. So just so many cool activities and things to experience here. So why don't we, if I had a drum, we could do a drum roll, jump in and talk about the Las Perlas Oceanfront condos. And we are launching the new Masaya Residences. And I think, Sarah, do you want to start talking about it now, or you want me to carry on for a bit?
Yeah, you can, I can start to talk about the features, of the specific features about Masaya, because you're talking about Las Perlas, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, in general. So whenever you want me to start.
Okay. I will note, you can kind of see in the little inset there, it pulls up. So down the small picture, you can see where it's right there on the beach, but this little inset, you can see that they're kind of going to be in the horseshoe shape. So we'll show a better picture in a minute where you can see where Momotombo is, and then where the Masaya will be. So they're going to be great for vacation rentals. Obviously they're beachfront. So this is our pre-construction pricing. It's going to have custom Nicaraguan woodwork and interiors, and really it's going to be, obviously right there, outdoor living. You're going to be right there on the beach. Next. So there is a beautiful picture of our Momotombo building, which is sold out. We had our grand opening in July, which was a lot of fun. I was here for that. So the owners could come and see their condo for the first time. So a great experience, and you'll have that same wonderful opportunity after your Masaya condo is complete. So you'll see there in the picture of the Masaya, the rendering where Momotombo's there. So they actually they'll share like the stairwell and the elevator, and then you'll have the new Masaya building right there. Next slide. Okay, so there's some renderings. Obviously, that's showing all the beachfront at Gran Pacifica. Several pictures of the Las Perlas, the original building that's here, and the beautiful pool area. And we'll carry on. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, so there's the great location. You can really see building 2 is Momotombo, and building 3 will be the Masaya, and then you can see where the future buildings will be as well. Again, though, strong cash flow potential. I will tell you, when Momotombo opened, I've been seeing this place completely, booked on the weekends. So people do kind of wonder, what are things like? We're kind of at this, I hate to say COVID, we're kind of out of that, but I say maybe the tail end of it here. There are tourists coming in. Like, I think I was actually kind of surprised at how many tourists and from all over that, that do travel here. And then we also have a unique kind of thing with, the locals in Managua. So since we are really close, to Managua on the weekends, they come here. And I mean, this place, when I say packed, you can't find a parking place. It's a great problem to have. So for an investment standpoint, obviously it is something to look at for that cash flow potential from the rental side. You have overnight visitors that really they want the amenities available. They want the golf and the surf and, the beaches here. Our beaches here, we're a gated community. We don't have these overcrowded beaches that you have in some of the surrounding areas. So that's a plus, and people really enjoy that. And then we have our professional team that actually manages the condo rental. All right, and this is showing just some beautiful renderings of the Masaya Residences. And Sarah, I think I'll let you take over from here.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, so we are going to talk about the Masaya Residences. I'm going to tell you a little about specific features that we're going to have. One thing that is really important is for people that are investing in these condos or any property in Gran Pacifica, and they are not able to travel to Gran Pacifica. So we are going to have a portal with a username. You're going to have your username, and you just have to enter there, and you will see the updates of the construction and everything you need to know if you're a new owner. Next slide, please. Yeah, as you can see, we're going to have the parking lots, and you cannot see in these pictures, but we have already the sea salt, but we are going to have the new restaurant, which will be the sea salt, but better. It's going to be really oceanfront, and it's going to have a better view. It's going to be really beautiful with infinity pool, and you're just going to see the ocean right there. So you're going to have the best view in there. You're going to have also security. That's one of the most important things that our clients always ask us. How is the security there? Can people just come in? And no, we have a secure gated community. So if you want someone to come in, they have to give their names and really tell the front desk, okay, this person is allowed to come in. They have to visit someone or something. So that's something that is really important for everybody, the security. Then these are the models that we're going to have in the Masaya. The first one is Malaga. This is a studio model. So you can see we have 3 floors in the Masaya. And we have the studio model has the balcony. And one of the good things about this balcony is that you're going to have a great view from if you are even in the kitchen, because the balcony is a glass balcony. So you don't even have to be in the balcony to have the beautiful view. It's going to be, everything is going to be glass, and it's going to be great. So you have the studio model, which is 1 bedroom, your bath, your kitchen. You're going to have a big fridge. It's going to have the oven and everything really equipped, a king size bed. The first floor is, sorry, the last one. Okay, these are the prices: 169,900, 159,900, and 179,900. You have the furniture, which is 6,900, closing costs, which are the 3% of the cost of the condo, and the HOA. What includes the HOA? That's something they always ask us. So the HOA includes security, common area care, roadways, parking, sidewalk, potable water, pressure system, tower, sewer system, common area pool care, turtle sanctuary care, which we will talk about that later, landscape maintenance, trash pickup, and reserve fund. Next model. We have the Valencia. The Valencia is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. So you're gonna have also the balcony, the glass balcony, but you're gonna have also the balcony in your bedroom. So you're gonna have, you wake up in your bedroom, your king size bed, and you can go to the balcony and see the ocean from your bedroom. That's something I really, really, really like. So you have the view from your kitchen, you have the view from your bedroom, you have 1 bathroom, the dining, the living room, and in the balcony is a big balcony, so you can have like it could seem like a terrace, right? The prices are 179,900, 169,900, 189,900. You have also the same, the furniture is 8,900, the closing 3% of the condo, and the HOA. This is the size, 492 square feet, and the balcony is 76 square feet. Now we have the Valencia. No, sorry, the next one. This one is, okay, the Barcelona. The 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. This one is, I really think is like for me, because I have 2 children. Well, I have 3, but 2 live with me. So this will be great. You have balcony here in the living room. You have a balcony in your bedroom. You have a balcony in the other bedroom. You have your master bathroom. You have the bathroom that is with the other bedroom, and also for visitation. So this one is 329,900, and the 3rd floor is 349,900. The furniture, 13,800. Closing is the 3% of the condo, and the HOA. The interior is 492 square feet, and the balcony is 144 square feet.
Yeah, and Sarah, let's mention, because people may be realizing they're looking at the pricing, that you've got first floor pricing is a little more than second, and then of course 3rd floor. So what that is really a premium pricing. So we know from a rental standpoint that the 1st floor and the 3rd floor are those that rent first. And of course, obviously with that 3rd floor become obviously the views. So that's just the difference there in that pricing. I just wanted to note that.
Yeah, exactly. And something really nice about the not only Masaya, but all the Las Perlas is that you're going to have the new infinity pool that we just mentioned. You're going to have the conjoined rooms that allows guests to rent a studio. You can rent 1 bedroom, 2 or 3 bedroom by combining the rooms, because you can have the entire floor and have a 4-bedroom condo. You can have two bedrooms and conjoined doors and rent 1 and live in 1. And one important thing that people always are worried about is where do I keep my stuff when I rent the place? So we are going to have the storage room, which is very important. You're going to have the storage room. And once you have people renting the place and you want no access to some of your stuff, you can leave it in your storage room, and then you come back and you have everything there really secured. So that is really important. And if you have like a washing machine and stuff like that, that place is also it's also secure. So if you don't want people to use that, so it's really, we have really access to everything, to every concern you have. And if you always want more details, you can ask the property consultant that you are assigned to, and they can help you with everything, every question you might have. Oh, and you also have the rooftop Cecil Sky Bar on the building next door that is really accessible from the shared elevator that we have for the Momotombo. Okay, so we have 3 floors, as you can see. At the right, there's a storage room. You have the elevator, you have the, well, we have 312 already sold, so now you can see which ones are available. You can see the directions of the 2 in the sides that have the balcony in the bedroom, which is really great. Yeah, so this is all the availability we have here in the floor 2 and 3.
Oh, I'll talk about this, Sarah. So these are actually pictures from our Momotombo grand opening. I was joking around. I was like, I can see my back in that photo. So as you can see, we had a huge group there. We had so much fun. It was a great time. And the owners can come in and, you know, be able to see their condo for the first time. We did the ribbon cutting. Of course, Mike was in town, our CEO. So it's an enjoyable time. And, you know, it's a time to come together as a community, and the existing residents can meet the new residents and so forth. So you'll have that to look forward to once we complete the Masaya building and you come.
Yeah, that was a great celebration, and you are gonna see that we have also information about the Momotombo if you want like reference of how the Masaya is gonna be. It's gonna be very similar to a Momotombo, and the glass balcony. We're gonna have the storage room. You're gonna have the terrace, a bar in the terrace. It's in the Momotombo, so you're gonna be able to see that, and you're gonna have the pool before the Masaya. So.
Yeah, and Sarah, I'm going to walk over again in case people that are joined right at the beginning, just so they can kind of see. And I'm going to see, I don't want to be too loud, but I'm going to walk right out, and you can talk about these balconies like she's talking about the glass, so you can see straight through. And these will be your views. Pretty amazing.
Wow.
You could see it somewhat with the sun. I know it's a little challenging, but I know it's hard because you're not here and you want to be a part of it. So I tell people, like, I'm happy, I'm here, I'm on site. So I've had other property consultants that message me, and, you know, if you want any pictures or some videos, I've even FaceTime with people so they can kind of get a feel. And of course, the best thing you can do is book that plane ticket and come to Nicaragua and see it for yourself.
Yeah, when I was there, I could never be just inside. We were always outside. We always saw each other in the restaurant. I was with a few new homeowners there in Gran Pacifica, and we went to the beach. We celebrated that they have their new home right now, and it's great. You don't want to be inside. You just see the view, and you have to be outside. Everybody's outside. Everybody's enjoying Gran Pacifica and all the. And you know, you have the beach, that you have the place where you can go to the rocks and have like small lakes. Then you have the part of the beach where the expert surfers are. And then you have the other side of the beach where you can go with small children and have like first surf lessons there. So you have it all, you know. It's really, really, really great.
I agree. Okay, next. Sarah, you want to continue on with the availability?
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no, go right ahead.
Yeah, well, this is the availability chart. And as I mentioned before, you can have the conjoined apartments, the condos, and it depends on what you want to do. If you want, for example, to join 2 apartments, but you want to make it as one, we can do that before construction. If you want to do it just because you want to rent one place and the other, it's up to you what you want to do. So if you want to reserve right now, you can really make those decisions before we start construction. So we have one sold already. Oh, that's you.
Oh, you want me to go on the ROI? I'm happy to. So obviously it's a little fine print for my almost 50-year-old eyes, but your property consultant can share this with you. We can actually, customize it to which model and unit if you're doing cash or financing. So to really be true numbers for you on the ROI. But just so you can kind of get familiar, we do an industry standard case, and then you'll see on the right, we do a conservative case. And it, has obviously your income, all the annual expenses through the utilities, the owner annual expenses, and then obviously brings you down to, your ROI. So for this example, I'm trying to see if I can even tell which one. My eyes can't read that clear, but it's one of the condo scenarios. This one's showing year 1 of a 7.32 and year 10 at 13.44 for industry standard, and year 1 for conservative looks like 4 point, is that a 9 or a 6? I can't tell with my eyes. Year 10 is a 9.32% ROI. But again, just visit with your property consultant and we can send over the ROI specific to the exact condo and cash or financing for you.
Yeah, let's do, you can do with your property consultants a video chat. That's, for me, is the best contact to chat and to see each other, because because of what's going on now, we cannot visit every place and you cannot travel. So
yeah,
just,
it's really important. I think, Sarah, you'll probably find like me. I mean, we want to get to know you. We want to find out, is it for an investment? Is it for a lifestyle change? The more that we know what you're looking for and what your wish list is, or your, short-term, long-term goals are, from an investment standpoint, or from, like I said, a lifestyle change, that helps us to really be able to know what resources to send you and to really make the best recommendation and help you find that perfect solution, because we want you to have the best fit for you and for your family.
yeah, and sometimes you're looking, for example, for something, but when we talk to you and we get to know you, then we know that this probably is not for you, and we know what is for you, so we can help you and find the best place for you that you haven't even heard of. So that's why it's really important not just to see these webinars or just to see the links we send you, but also contact us and we have a meeting, and we can really help you answer your questions, any concerns or any kind of problem or question you might have. So that is really, really important.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about residency, because that's something that, with everything going on, I find a lot of clients are looking for that plan B. They want to have an option. So here in Nicaragua, there's several different ways you can obtain residency. We're going to talk about the pensioner program. No taxes on foreign income. You can import up to $20,000 worth of household goods without duties. It applies only if you're over 45, and you must receive more than $600 a month from pension abroad. And then another option is the investor program, which is quite popular. You can run your own business. You must invest $30,000 in Nicaragua, and you receive a 5-year residency, which is renewable, and it does apply at any age. Next.
Leslie, show us the room.
Oh, the condo. Let's see. You can kind of see. So the entrance is here, bathroom to the right, kitchen, and then of course the open space. And I'm sitting on, and I will say, a really nice comfy couch. I really like it. Okay, so let's talk about how you can secure your ideal home site and condo. So we have many different options. The best thing, if you find something and you looked at those availability and you find the perfect location for you, then reach out to your property consultant as soon as possible. You can put down a $2,500 refundable deposit to claim that location. You'll have 7 business days after receiving the final paperwork to decide if you want to move forward or not. That $2,500 refundable deposit minus the 10% admin fee. At that point, if you decide, yes, this is perfect, I'm moving forward, then you do 50% of the deposit due with paperwork, 20% due when foundation's complete, 20% due when walls are up, and 10% plus closing when the home is complete. And the furniture package comes in near the end as well. We do accept cryptocurrencies, Financing, we have 2 different options there. You'll see we can connect you with Key Bank and give you all the details on how to do the financing. We do accept gold and precious metals, and of course self-directed IRA. You can ask us for more details about that as well. Okay. And there is our team of consultants. So if you're new, you may not know who yours is yet, or if you've been already partnering and getting some valuable information from your consultant. Obviously, Rachel is our VP of Sales. We have April Hess, who has been phenomenal. She's helped me out so much. We love having her part of our team for our sales admin. And then, of course, the consultants, we have Katie, Joe, Gian, Betsy, Ivan, Andrea, Savannah, Sarah, Natalie, Christy, Megan, and myself. So it's fun to see the team grow, and we are here and ready for you. Like I said, use us as a resource. Ask away, ask those questions. Some people are like, oh, they apologize, or I'm so sorry I'm asking so many questions, but you need to do your research and due diligence, and we want to provide the resources for you. So with Nicaragua, again, we have that 101 webinar we talked about. We have a Nicaragua handbook. All of our countries specific, we have handbooks and different resources that we are, happy to send to you. Next.
Yes, and we understand if you're right. Sometimes they are like, sorry for so many questions, but we understand, like I mentioned before, you can't travel. So who buys a property if they don't see it, right? So if you ask questions, we understand. If you can't travel, you can ask us everything. We are ready here to send you videos or anything you wanna learn about the property, the community, and everything.
And while you're talking about travel, Sarah, let's kind of talk through that, because that is another question that I get a lot. I have been coming in and out and going from Belize to Nicaragua into the States. So I've had some experience navigating the travel during this time. So when you come into Nicaragua, they do still require a PCR test to enter into the country. And then, of course, a lot of people are like, well, what do we do when we leave to go back to the US, since they require, the antigen test? So currently in Managua, you go to the Ministry of Health, and the only test option you have is a PCR test. I've been through that process. It was not a big deal. You go one location, you go to one window and pay. The line was not that bad. Do the simple test, and then you're in and out of there. I think I was out of there I think about 40-45 minutes, and then near the end of the day, same day, it's when you get your test results. I will tell you that a lot of people are traveling in, they're using that I think it's emed.com. You can check it out. We can also send you the resources for that. But I've noticed here on our resident forum that a lot of people that have been traveling out are bringing those tests in. It's the kind where you have an app that you log on with, and you FaceTime with someone, and you do the test yourself, and then they send you the results, and people are having success in leaving to go back to the US with those tests as well. Okay. All right. So we want you to join the Gran Pacifica family. Again, like I said, we're excited to have so many new people coming, and I personally enjoy getting to share with them the property. I love going on property tours and going to the different communities, and then join our newbie club and go out and experience the local community with us. So you'll see there's some comments from some happy Gran Pacifica, some of our family members here on site. Next. Okay, so again, there's that webinar at ecidevelopment.com, and another resource, the free Nicaragua handbook. So just shoot us an email, free Nicaragua handbook webinar at ecidevelopment.com. Okay, next. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the time. We're going to be mindful of your time, so we want to be able to have some time here at the end to be able to go through Q&A. Again, we really look forward to welcoming you to your new home. So let's go ahead. I think that's the last slide. So let me go over here to the Q&A. Can you find it, Sarah, as well? And we'll see what kind of questions we have. Oh, here we go. French home based in Portugal. How are you? Nice to see you on today. Currently on job assignment. Okay. Oh, that was your not yet. Yes, we want you to visit us in the future. Okay, let's see. Are there programs for children at Gran Pacifica? I'm so glad you asked about that. So we have a new team member that I was just visiting with yesterday about adding and doing some really cool children activities. So stay tuned for some announcements coming soon of some new activities that we're going to be having. And we were brainstorming. I mean, it's such a cool spot, and there's so many great things that we can do. One of the residents had come in that comes in and stays. She's here for a little over a month, and she had her children with her. So, you know, I said, hey, talk to us. Let us know some of the activities and things that you're wanting, because I think it's important, you know, to listen to your community and not only your tourists that are coming in, but also your residents, and be able to provide, you know, the type of activities that they want. So yeah, I would love to hear from you too. What type of children activities would be of interest to you as we expand that? Okay, let's see.
I know that we are having also a park there for children, like with swings and stuff like that. Well, we have a lot of place to do it, so we're just planning where, but I know that that's happening in Gran Pacifica.
That's awesome to hear. That was one of my things. Now I haven't talked to Patrick yet, but I'll go ahead and just put it out there. So some of us, we have dogs. There's a lot of dog lovers here. So if you're curious about how you get your dog to Nicaragua, I brought my 2 rescues with me, and they've made some dog friends now. So they're all out in the community, but several of us dog owners think that we need a dog park here at Gran Pacifica. So they need to scout out a great location for a dog park. That would be fun too.
Yeah, and our agent can help you with all the paperwork that you need for your job, for you can travel with your dog.
Yes, it was actually, yes, it's doable. One of our other clients they moved here from Austria. They found a way to bring their dog from Austria. So that was something for sure. It's an interesting story. So we definitely can help answer those questions. Okay, let's see here. You have massage therapist. What about chiropractors? I'm not ready to retire yet. Okay, Melanie, that's awesome. We definitely need to talk. I don't know. I haven't seen any chiropractors in the area. I'll have to check that out and see what availability there is here in Nicaragua.
And hey guys, I just joined you for the Q&A here. So I'm going to jump right in. Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen. Thank you so much for joining Leslie and Sarah. And I just saw that Patrick responded. I guess, sorry, Patrick, we didn't add you on as a panelist here, but for those who are asking about a dog park, Patrick mentioned that they're looking at a dog park, a playground, and also mini golf and a small water park. So there will be a lot of activities there for your kids, or even for you. If you want to go on a date night to mini golf or just go enjoy the water park, you can do that too. So Leslie also has some great opportunities for folks who want to golf. And if you're a tennis player, you're looking at tennis packages, that is available also for our homeowners. So a lot of fun activities happening there on site. And as the community continues to grow, which is what we're seeing a lot of people investing for the investment where they're catering to the rental market that's coming, but also a lot of people who are relocating to live here on site full time, or perhaps to be snowbirds. Of course, it's fun to have activities and get to know the community. And I know, Leslie, you're fairly new to the community, and you've done a great job at integrating yourself, going to the rodeo, checking out the local communities, going to Masaya and getting seafood and doing a lot of these other fun activities. So I think that as we get that integrated in, oh, Patrick just said my mic is sensitive, so I'll just turn that off for the next question here. Sorry, guys. I'll turn the mic off for the next question, but a lot of good stuff going on.
No, that's
loud.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Now you're fine.
Okay, let's carry on. Let's see. Are you glancing through these, Rachel? I'm trying to see what we have here.
Yeah, I am. So, one of the first questions that is a great one is to talk about, natural disasters and what we have in Nicaragua. Gran Pacifica, as you saw on the map, is located on the Pacific coast of the country. We get quite a bit of questions asking about hurricanes. That tends to be on the east side of the country, so we don't really see that at Gran Pacifica. We do need to be cognizant that on the Pacific side, we can get earthquakes. But it is also important to note that we know that being in business for 25 years, we understand the elements. We know how to build to the standards, seismic standards, for example, in all of our properties. So that's really the one consideration there. But other than that, we don't necessarily have those hurricanes that I see a lot of people asking us about. Chris here is asking about any changes that might take place regarding testing. Chris, your guess is as good as mine at this point. I was talking about this with a client the other day, and I understand that some people, may not want to get tested or get comfortable getting tested. And I think, when you really think about it, would you rather stay in the country that you're trying to get out of just because you don't want to get a test, or would you rather get that test one time and then go enjoy time on the beach and be away from all that nonsense of what's going on in your home country? So I don't know when that's going to change, but we will certainly keep you updated when we do. All right, this is a good one here for you, Leslie. When looking at a distance to activities for tourists, can you let me know how that is organized? I'm not sure I understand that entirely, but I'm guessing when you're coming in as a tourist, what sort of activities are there to do? Leslie, why don't you just answer that one for us, since I know you're helping a lot of folks with that now.
I think we lost Leslie.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all right. Well, so we have an on-site concierge service. I'll leave this for you. It says anonymous attendee. I would say your name, but it says anonymous attendee.
Yes, she was talking about the rodeo. She has a golf lessons. She's going to a rodeo, and she's doing all sorts of activities with the short time she's been there. So
she is. And when you're coming in as a tourist, we have an on-site concierge who can help you with all of that. Also, I know Leslie is putting together a list of things for people to do when they come. So if you want to go to that rodeo, for example, if you want to participate in the softball games, the local softball games, you're able to do that as well. There are a lot of other activities, but when you come as a tourist, we'll let you know what's there prior to you coming, and then also what's available if you want to do day trips. Let's say you're a rum drinker and want to go check out the Flor de Caña factory, which is something that a lot of people enjoy doing. Flor de Caña is a very good rum. And then you're able to do that and coordinate that there with the on-site concierge. So a lot of activities for you to participate in. And if you are somebody who's planning to come down and visit as a tourist and perhaps looking at this from the lifestyle perspective, let Leslie know that when you go down, and she'll be sure to introduce you to some of the other expats or folks who've recently made the move or maybe have been there for a while, so you can get to hear their perspective as well. All right. I'm seeing here, Ida is saying on average, what's the cost of private health insurance? Ida, it just depends entirely on you, your health elements. I live abroad personally, and I'm originally from the States, live down in Central America. I use a private health company called Cigna, Cigna. And what they'll do is you can get a quote from them, request a quote. You're going to have to disclose your previous medical elements or, medicines and all of that. But then they'll be able to give you a quote. And it also depends on how much coverage you want. I know there are some folks who are just looking at it from a catastrophic insurance perspective. So that's going to be considerably cheaper than people who want everything covered and want, one either a low deductible or a high deductible. It just depends entirely on what you're looking for. But what I would recommend, Ida, is there's Cigna, Cigna. That's a great one for folks who are looking at abroad. There's Bupa, Bupa. That's another one. Cigna and Bupa are very similar. And then if you just want healthcare there in Nicaragua, there's a great hospital. It's a JCI accredited hospital, which means that it meets international standards. And in order for it to meet international standards, there's rigorous tests that they have to go through and just making sure that everything is upheld to really the utmost standards. And so that's a Vivian Pellas Hospital, Pellas. They also do insurance there through that hospital. So you can look into that and just get an idea of what you're looking for. But it totally varies. It could be $50 a month. It can be $1,000 a month, just depending on everything in between that we just mentioned. Adam, great question here. How many surf breaks are within close range walking? There are 2 right off the coast of Gran Pacifica. That's actually been one of the big reasons why folks have been drawn to Gran Pacifica, at least from the rental perspective. Even some of our homeowners are avid surfers, came to Gran Pacifica as a surf trip and ended up owning there because they really enjoyed that the waves were empty, especially compared to places like California, and that the Pacific water was warm. It's like 82, 83 degrees year round. So you at least have that. Adam, I don't know where you're from or if you're an avid surfer, but there are 2 really great surf breaks right there on that Gran Pacifica stretch of beach at 3.5 mile. There's the meat grinder that Leslie mentioned, which is right in front of this building, the Masaya Building. So you'll be able to grab your surfboard, walk right down and hop in the wave if you're experienced. Otherwise, you can head down the beach a little bit to Asachillo, and there you have a real range of waves there that you're able to catch. So just depends on how good you are or how brave you want to be. But there are also surf instructors for those of you who maybe haven't mastered surfing yet or would like to try. So you're able to get lessons too when you're there, which is a really fun activity if you're coming with kids and just looking for more to do there on site. Paul is saying, what are property income tax rates? So we have a pro forma, Paul, that we can send over to you, but typically property taxes are 1% of the purchase price. And then income tax, there's usually, I believe it's a 1 or 2% that comes out of the gross. And then there's a split at the end after all of the expenses are paid. So we have a pro forma though, we're able to send that to you. What I want to mention with this building specifically, with the Masaya Building specifically, is this is a really great option for folks who want to serve the rental market, for people who want a landing pad or plan B. I would say that the studios are a little bit on the smaller side. It's really more of a hotel room. So it's an incredible investment opportunity. If you want to serve those guests that are coming out for weekends, for long weekends, as Sarah and Leslie mentioned earlier, there's a huge number of people coming to the property right now, being the closest beachfront being the closest beachfront resort to the capital of Managua is a huge advantage for this property. It's fully paved all the way out, 45 minutes, an hour to get from the capital to this property. It's a beautiful, stunning place. You can see the pictures that have been provided there throughout. We do tend to have a lot of weddings that are coming through, a lot of wellness retreat groups that are coming out, larger groups, friends who are coming with other friends and family members. And so this is a real ideal building for folks who are looking at it from the investment perspective. Now, when you look a little bit closer, if you're thinking about living here, then there's also the 1-bedroom model, a smaller 1-bedroom model, and a 2-bedroom, which I would recommend 2-bedroom, maybe if you're thinking about the lifestyle components. But when I look at this building, I look at the location. It truly is an incredible opportunity for profit and to cater to that demographic that's already coming out to Gran Pacifica. You saw in that real estate investment curve, or the emerging market curve that Leslie showed earlier, where Nicaragua is at the bottom part of the curve, just like Costa Rica. In that curve, I don't know, Michael, if you can just jump to that quickly, but in that curve, you saw that Costa Rica was thin sliced. Pacific Costa Rica was at the top part of the curve. Guanacaste, Tamarindo, places that have been visited by tourists for the last 20, 25, 30 years. As you continue to go down the curve, you see that Costa Rica is even thin sliced further. There's Caribbean Costa Rica, and what was the other one? Their Highlands Costa Rica, I think it was. Nicaragua as well can also be thin sliced. While the country is at the bottom part of the real estate investment curve, which means incredible opportunity, thank you, which means incredible opportunity for appreciation. When you thin slice the country even more, Gran Pacifica really is right there at where Belize is. It's really at that sweet spot of the curve. Gran Pacifica as a development, as a resort community, has been operating for the last 15, 18 years. So because we do have that experience, you go to tripadvisor.com, expedia.com, you can look at the reviews, you can see real pictures of the properties. So when we put together our projections for you, it's based on historical numbers. So we know what it looks like. We understand that we're a big spot for weddings and quinceañeras and maybe the sweet 16s for the Americans or North Americans who are down there in the country. But a really incredible opportunity. If you're someone who wants to live at the property full time and you need a lot of space, then this Masaya condo community may not be right for you, but do reach out to us, because within Gran Pacifica, as you saw on the site map earlier, there are a lot of different neighborhoods that are already there on property. It's a large site, 2,500 acres. And so while that may not be right for you, the condos may not be right for you, there most certainly could be another community or neighborhood that better fits your needs. So if you're thinking about, is Masaya right? Is it not right? I would recommend thinking about your goals. What is it that you want to accomplish? Do you want cash flow? Is that a big consideration for you? Or are you looking just for that landing pad? And I can tell you, for Pacific front condos, and Michael, if you can just jump to some of the real pictures from the current condos, I think that would be awesome. Just so you guys can see, I mean, they're truly stunning properties. And especially with this new building that's coming out, and you could see from the building that just opened previously, is there were these wonderful glass verandas. So just like Sarah mentioned, you get up out of your bed, you grab a cup of Nicaraguan coffee, which is so unbelievably good. You don't even need cream or sugar for it. And then you look right off your balcony and you're seeing the Pacific front in front of you. When you're doing your due diligence and you're looking at other comparisons within Latin America, and if you compared that same size condo in a gated community right there on the Pacific in Costa Rica, you're easily going to be spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more. Now let's take it one step up and let's say you're comparing it to Costa Rica. You're looking at the same Pacific water, or California rather. You're looking at the same Pacific water. My co-worker over here, Betsy's from California. Betsy, what do you think one of those condos in the Masaya would go for beachfront there in California?
Million.
She's saying $1 million. Now, I know, it's not really fair to compare a California to a Nicaragua. They're, vastly different in terms of development and how long they've been established for, but there's incredible opportunities for appreciation. And from that cash flow perspective, guys, we're already seeing it. We're already seeing the renters there. We know we've been operating, which is why in Nicaragua for almost a couple decades, which is why we're continuing with this development of the condo communities. So I know that we're going over the hour here. I'm just going to answer a couple more questions. And then as the lovely ladies mentioned, your property consultants will be in touch with you to go through further questions, to schedule your tour down. Leslie is awesome. She's there on site right now. And so if you ever wanted to do a walkthrough with her, she's done that with clients and she's really giving you that personal feel. So you can see it's real. It's easy for us to put these pretty pictures there in the presentation, but it's important for you to see it, especially if you're not able to travel or circumstances may not permit you to get to Nicaragua soon. Craig is asking here, is there a pub nearby? Sea Salt restaurant right there on site. I don't know if by pub you want an Irish place specifically and some Irish music there in the background and flags waving, but at Sea Salt, they do serve alcohol. That was your question. They also have really great food and the location is just stunning. In the pictures that we were showing before with the condos, the Sea Salt restaurant is right there. You're right there at the infinity pool. You're looking out into the Pacific water. So it's really hard to beat that.
We also have the bar in San Diego that is 5 minutes from Gran Pacifica, which is Mind the Gap. You just walk down the beach and you find these incredible guys. They have a great bar there. So if you want to just walk down the beach and a little far from Gran Pacifica, you can find a bar, you can have another town. You find a lot of stuff also there. It's not only in that spot. So you have community and people inside that always come to Gran Pacifica too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And of course, we'd love for you to go to Sea Salt every night, but we also understand that variety is the spice of life. And so it is good to get out and explore. And within the area, there are, like Sarah mentioned, different bars and different shops for you to go shopping in. So there's a good variety of places. And I know our team is working on putting together a guide for people who are either planning to spend time out here in either of these countries or Nicaragua, Gran Pacifica, or planning to live there. And so we'll get that over to you if this is something that you would like to learn more about. So with that, I want to thank everybody so much for joining us. We do hope you decide to become an owner at the Masaya Building. Words can't even begin to explain how beautiful the location is. I believe we have some video footage too. If anybody wants some videos, it's hard to play video in webinar because sometimes it lags and depends on your internet speed and whatnot, but we would love to get that over to you if this is something that you'd like to explore more, or we can get you set up with Leslie or your specific property consultants like Sarah to chat with you about the details. These ladies and our team generally is experienced in what they're doing, and we want to make sure you have all the information there at your fingertips so that you can decide to become an owner with us. So Sarah, any last words, or Leslie, thanks for hopping back on there. Any last words from either of you before we hop off here?
Leslie, you or me? Who starts?
You go ahead and I'll close out.
Yeah, I just wanna. I'm so glad that people are joining us and they can. It's really nice to share everything that you love. And it's not only sharing something that in the place you work, it's something that you really like, you really love. So I love sharing, not only in webinars, everywhere I go that people don't know what they are missing. I'm always like, you have to go, you have to visit, you have to see the webinars, you have to see. And I'm always in my cell phone, okay, look, I have this and it's really exciting. So I love these webinars. Thank you, Leslie. Love doing the webinar with you. It was really great, and I hope I can join you more times.
That would be great. It was great having you, Sarah and Rachel. It was a nice surprise to have you join us at the end. So again, for me, I just want to be able to share this beautiful community, Gran Pacifica, here in Nicaragua with you. So again, if you can't come in person, then definitely connect with us, and I'll do what I can to try to bring Gran Pacifica to you where you are until you can find time to come visit us here. Hope to see you all soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.